So this is where I'm going to hit you guys with a very lazy, unedited video, but I don't think I'm going to need to do any editing because I have a lot of stuff to say about Dune 2. I had a chance to see it in IMAX last night, an early showing. Well, not too early. It was a fan showing at the Regal. And I just want to clarify the first Dune, not the one by David Lynch, although I do enjoy that one for what it is, especially having Sting in it. But Dune Part One from Denis Villeneuve, I was a fan of that film. I enjoyed it, but on a rewatch, it's one that I don't necessarily know if I would. I would probably watch it again. I mean, I'm sure just if I went back and watched all these films back to back. But even Denise said in an interview with Christopher Nolan that he made Dune 2 so that way people that had not seen the first Dune could also get into this one. And I do completely understand what he's saying. No spoilers for Dune 1 or Dune 2 in this, by the way. I'm not going to do that to you guys. Um, but oh my goodness, I just loved Dune 2, Dune Part 2 so much. It was just fantastic. And Craig Fraser, cinematography was just stellar, to say the least. To say the least, seriously. Seeing it in IMAX was, I think whether you see this film in IMAX or just on a normal screen, you're going to have a great time. Seriously, I think one of the benefits of IMAX is definitely the sound, which the sound for Dune 2 was just phenomenal. Um, but even the cast for this it has even expanded. We have Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, Austin Butler, and then of course you have Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Rebecca Ferguson. So the cast is stacked. And then crap, I forget what. I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking. But yeah, the cast is stacked. And hang on, I'm just going to be there's so many actors that I'm forgetting on here, and I just don't want to forget Jason Momoa, well, not in Dune 2, Javier Bardem, which he was absolutely fantastic in this. I mean, he stole the show in certain scenes, and Josh Brolin as well. I just and these are all on the cast thing on Google. But yeah, I was amazed. There's a thing that's going around where people are calling this generation's Empire Strikes Back. And I could definitely see that just because I feel like this film is going to have a lot of culture behind it. There's going to be a lot of people that I think really do gravitate towards this film just because I feel like when the first Dune film came out, it was like, okay, well, Dune is out, watch it. But now with Dune 2, it almost seems in a way like a spectacle where everybody is raving about this film, calling it one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. And I do want to touch on that real quick, just for a second. I do think this is one of the greatest sci-fi films I've ever seen. I do think it is, and I know that there's a lot of great sci-fi films out there. So when I say that, I mean this could be in my top 15 or top 20. I'm not saying it has to be in my top three or my top five. Um, but yeah, it is really that good. One thing though that I will say about Dune 2 is the first, I would say 30 minutes of the film, maybe the first hour, is where this film shines. I was just completely engrossed with everything that was in front of me for the first 30 minutes. I loved how this film opened up. I feel like the first 10 to 15 to 20 minutes of this film could have been a short film in itself. Just the red hue, orange hue that's on the screen, and you're watching these soldiers in the desert and through the sand, and it's just so mind blowing what they've done with the cinematography in this and the framing and even the blocking at times. There'll be scenes where just out in the distance you just keep seeing and it just keeps going further and further back, and with a lot of films it does have that very 2D feel to it, but for this film it almost feels like you can just reach your hand through the screen and just keep going and going and going. That's how in depth a lot of these frames are, a lot of these shots in the film are, and I was just very very impressed with it. If you even had any hesitation on seeing Dune 2, you shouldn't, because it is that good. It's a little long, and I did feel the runtime at certain points, but I don't think it's bad to fill the runtime at certain points, as long as you're invested and you're there for that almost 3 hour long film, as if there's scenes that just don't necessarily, they got to click, but if they're a little bit slower, it sort of gives you a chance to sort of sit back a little bit, take it all in, and then when things get off the wall, that's whenever you can sort of be really engaged. And again, with the sound, some of the sound in this film is just, I mean, just crazy. I mean, it's just the sound design. You already know that's getting nominated for an Oscar in 2025. You already know. This film, which I don't like to talk about a film's Oscar chances, but sometimes I do. And in this case, I mean, of course, this film's going to go for Best Picture. I think Denis is finally going to get his Best Director nomination for Dune. You already know it's going to get cinematography, visual effects, soundtrack. Hans Zimmer, absolutely fantastic editing. I mean, I could see this film going all across the board. I mean, seriously, it's that good. When it comes to acting, I do think that there is a very good chance that Austin Butler gets in for supporting actor. I do think that there is a chance that he does. And I would even go as far as saying that there might be a world where Stellan Skarsgård and Austin Butler go in together, but it's way too early to tell. And I know that Stellan Skarsgård did not have as big of a role in the first Dune, but in this one, let me tell you, he's in it. He is definitely in it. Even Dave Bautista. I mean, seriously, just all across the board, this film was fucking phenomenal. I don't even care. It was so good. And again, without spoiling anything, there's one specific part of this film that goes into inverted in a way where it's not necessarily black and white. It's just the lighting, and it's so, golly, just thinking about it just gets me so excited. And another thing that I would like to add, another thing, I know I'm talking a lot about this film. When it comes to the physical media release for this, and I just wanted to talk about this just for 1 second. When it came to Dune 1, again, I would love to have the IMAX aspect ratio for that. Maybe not the 1:4:3:1, although I would not be mad. I know we're actually supposed to get a 4K Blu-ray. I saw of the IMAX aspect ratio, either 1:4:3:1 or 1:9:1. But I do hope at the very least we do get the 1:9:1 aspect ratio for the Blu-ray, because this film, again, I have no issue watching it in scope if that's what the director intends. But I really think getting that tall image is really going to make up for a lot of stuff in this film. It doesn't even have to make up for anything. It's just going to make up for what doesn't need made up. I mean, it just, golly, I'm just, my mind is blown. I'm still talking about it. I want to go see it again, honestly. If I had the time, I would definitely go see it again. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to wait for the Blu-ray. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of just me talking about Dune 2, sort of fanboying over it. Can't wait for Dune Messiah or Dune 3 whenever that finally comes out. But our Pesadilla feature film trailer is officially out. Definitely check it out. Link will be down in the description below. Also, I have 2 short films in the work. We actually built a set for my short film coming up called 2. So that's pretty exciting, but I'll have more stuff on that soon. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.